Important note, this is timeless and powerful wisdom that has influenced and improved the life of millions. Now that you just found it, you must install it deep into your subconscious mind. Read the description below this video and follow the links to choose among multiple options to aid you in achieving the optimum results you seek. The journey to success is just one decision away. Thank you for listening and subscribing to Top Mindset Growth Channel.
How to think like a millionaire before you become one, before the money ever shows up, before the first breakthrough, before the empire. It starts with a thought, a single unshakable thought that refuses to die. The seed of a millionaire's mind is not planted in a bank account. It is forged in the fire of belief. And let me tell you something they don't teach in school. You don't attract millions by chasing money. You attract millions by becoming the person who commands it. There's a psychology to wealth, a science to success, and a spirit behind every fortune ever built from nothing. You want to be rich? You want success that echoes through time? Then your first job is to stop thinking like someone who needs money and start thinking like someone who creates it. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Let that burn into your bones, because that's not a quote, it's a warning. If your dominant thought is fear, lack, doubt, you will never rise. But if your dominant thought is vision, certainty, belief, and relentless will, then even the gates of poverty will open for you. The millionaire mind doesn't wait for opportunity. It creates it. It bends reality through focus, clarity, and disciplined imagination. Walt Disney saw an entire kingdom in a swamp. Nikola Tesla saw a world of wireless energy before the light bulb was common in homes. They didn't wait. They thought differently. They believed obsessively. And they acted like it was already real. You must start there in the mind, because you cannot live a life that's inconsistent with your beliefs. No strategy, no hustle, no deal will last if your inner thermostat is still set to average. The moment you accept that wealth begins within, you start reprogramming the subconscious that has silently ruled your life, that voice in your head. The one that says, I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I could never do that. That's not you. That's conditioning. That's years of limitation installed by the fears of others. But here's the truth. Your mind is programmable. And the greatest millionaires in history understood this. Dr. Maxwell Maltz discovered something revolutionary in the 1960s. He realized that when patients changed their self-image, their lives changed too. Not just their confidence, their income, their relationships, their reality. Why? Because the subconscious mind doesn't care what's true. It only believes what you repeat. Say you're poor every day, and your mind will build that future with precision. But say you're powerful, say you're worthy, say you are a creator of wealth, and your mind will go to work manifesting it in the physical world. So what are you telling yourself day after day? What are the thoughts you allow to dominate your mental screen? Because what you dwell on, you eventually dwell in. You must become the architect of your mental palace. Build wealth there first. Walk through your dream home in your mind. Shake the hands of your future business partners. Feel the wire transfer of $1 million in your bank account. Live there. Think there. And then return to the world and act from that place. The world is waiting for the man or woman who already lives in their future mentally, not the one who's waiting for proof. Proof is for the crowd. Belief is for the leader. Now listen carefully. You don't think like a millionaire by reading quotes. You think like one by living a code. And that code is written in clarity. You must be absolutely clear on what you want. You don't ask the universe for success. That's vague. You don't beg life for more money. That's poverty thinking. You command your life to take shape. You see the number in your account. You name the companies you'll build. You write down the lifestyle you will live in exacting detail. Clarity is the language of the subconscious. When you are vague, your results will be scattered. But when you are precise, the world reorganizes in your favor. Andrew Carnegie demanded clarity. He said, "You must know exactly what you want. If you do not, you will never get it." Carnegie didn't speak in wishes, he spoke in absolutes. And the universe responded with an empire. The average mind says, "I hope I can make it." The millionaire mind says, "It is already mine. Now I must go and claim it." And once that vision is carved in stone, you must give it a purpose that burns, not just for you, not just for cars, watches, vacations, but for something that ignites your soul. Millionaires don't rise for status. They rise for impact. Ford didn't build automobiles just to be rich. He wanted every working man to own one. Thomas Edison wasn't obsessed with money. He was obsessed with bringing light to darkness. True wealth is a byproduct of serving something greater than yourself. So what drives you? What would make you unstoppable, even if no one clapped? What would pull you out of bed with fire in your chest, even when no one's watching? That is your millionaire fuel. Find it, feed it, live from it. Because discipline without purpose is punishment. But discipline with purpose, that's the foundation of a legacy. And now, you act. Not when you're ready. Not when it's convenient. But now. Millionaires are not waiting for the stars to align. They align themselves and move forward. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times to create the light bulb. Did he call them failures? No. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's not a man with money. That's a man with a mind wired for greatness. Every wealthy mind has one trait in common: relentless, aggressive action. Not perfection, not hesitation, not analysis. Action. Do you know how Andrew Carnegie built over 100 millionaires? He didn't hand them gold. He gave them belief and demanded they move. You don't need more information. You need more execution. You need to turn your vision into motion. You need to act like your future is depending on you, because it is. And let me be very clear. You don't rise by doing what's easy. You rise by doing what others won't. Waking up early, reading daily, planning every hour, saying no to distractions, pushing through rejection, facing down fear, sitting in silence, studying your craft, sharpening your mind, sacrificing comfort for greatness. These are not millionaire habits. These are millionaire standards. And standards shape reality. If you tolerate average, you'll get it. But if you demand excellence from yourself, you will attract a life most only dream about. There will come a day when the world will see what you've been building in silence. But first, you must earn it in the dark. The mind of a millionaire is not built in the spotlight. It is carved in private discipline, in those lonely early mornings when no one applauds you, in those quiet nights when the world sleeps and you study, you write, you prepare. That's where wealth begins. That's where champions are born. Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent the telephone by seeking approval. He lived in obsession, laser-focused thought, single-minded determination, and a refusal to quit until the invisible became real. You want to be a millionaire? Then stop thinking like a follower. Stop wasting your time. Stop comparing. Stop outsourcing your self-worth to opinions. A millionaire doesn't ask, do they approve? They ask, is this aligned with my vision? That's the difference. The crowd waits to be told. The leader decides and acts. The masses react emotionally. The millionaire responds strategically. And this is the inner war, the war between the present version of you and the one you must become. You will feel resistance. You will feel fear. That's how you know the old you is dying. Because your brain was not designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you safe, to avoid risk, to seek comfort, to stay familiar. But wealth does not live in comfort. It lives in courage. It lives in uncertainty. It lives where 99% of people turn back. And in those moments when your doubts scream louder than your dreams, remember this: you are not your thoughts. You are the thinker. And you can choose new thoughts. Every day, you have the power to repetition rewire reality. Every affirmation, every visualization, every action. So it's all programming. You are either programming your future or replaying your past. Dale Carnegie once said, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage." And he was right. You can't think your way into confidence. You must act your way into a new identity. So write the vision, feel the vision, live the vision, then move toward it every single day with violent consistency. No 0 days, no skipping the work, no tolerating mediocrity. The millionaire mind doesn't look for motivation. It runs on commitment. Commitment to self, commitment to growth, commitment to becoming undeniable. You must become mentally invincible because the world will test you. People will doubt you. Failure will punch you in the face. But if your mind is fortified, if your belief is steel, if your standards are sky high, then nothing can take from you what you've decided is yours. That is self-mastery. That is how millionaires are born in thought and revealed in time. And here's what they'll never tell you in books or podcasts. You don't need to feel like doing it. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to begin. You just need to go all in, without certainty, without applause, without proof. And let your actions rewrite your destiny. Ogmandino once said, "I will persist until I succeed. Not I will try. Not I hope. I will persist." That is the language of a millionaire, and it must become yours. Persistence is not talent, it is decision, it is daily. It is when you say, "This is mine, and I will not stop until I have it in my hands." The average mind gives up when it gets hard. The millionaire mind digs deeper, pushes through, because it understands something sacred. The dream is on the other side of exhaustion. The treasure is behind the last door. And most never make it there because they stop 3 feet from goal. Don't stop, don't you dare stop. Not until your mind reflects the millionaire you were born to become. Because here's the truth. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. You must become it in thought, in word, in energy, in behavior, in belief, before it ever becomes your reality. Think rich, speak rich, move rich, give rich, live rich. The money is a mirror, but the mind is the mold. So sculpt it, shape it, fortify it, and watch the world bend to it. And now we come to the edge of everything you thought was possible. Right here, in this moment. You're standing between the life you've known and the one that's waiting to be claimed. Not earned, claimed. Because wealth isn't something earned only by hard labor. It's something claimed by clarity, demanded by belief, and backed by unshakable action. Every great builder of fortune knew this, that before the gold ever appeared, before the business scaled, before the investor said yes, they had already made the decision. A decision so loud, so absolute, that the universe itself had no choice but to respond. Wallace D. Wattles called it thinking in a certain way. He didn't mean wishful thinking. He meant knowing with unwavering certainty that you are the cause, not the effect, that your thoughts create substance, that your inner world reshapes the outer. But you must protect that knowing like a flame in the wind, because the moment you begin to rise, the world would try to pull you back. They'll say, be realistic. Don't get your hopes up. Just be grateful for what you have. But those aren't truths. They're traps designed to keep you small, to rob you of your birthright, to convince you that greatness is for others, not for you. And I tell you today, that is a lie. You were not born for mediocrity. You were not placed on this earth to get by. You were not designed to drift. You were designed to dominate, to expand, to multiply your gifts, to think thoughts so bold they make small minds uncomfortable. That is what it means to think like a millionaire. It is not about greed. It is not about status. It is about responsibility. You are responsible for the power you hold. You are responsible for your vision. You are responsible for becoming what your soul already knows you are. And that requires intensity, conviction, a fire in the chest that says, I will either succeed or I will die trying, but I will never go back to living like I did. That's the mindset of Tesla, of Disney, of Nightingale, of every mind that ever bent the world toward their vision. And that must be your mindset. You want to become a millionaire? Then begin to walk like one, talk like one, study like one, give like one, create like one, move like one. Not someday, today. Every word you speak it from the place of your future self. Every decision you make, ask yourself, is this aligned with the version of me who already made it? Because he or she is watching you. Your future self is watching every move you make. Asking silently, will they rise or retreat? And here's the secret. That future version of you, they don't live in the future. They already exist. Right now, inside of you, buried beneath the noise, the lies, the fear. You don't have to find them. You have to unleash them. Let go of the identity that says maybe. Let go of the version of you that doubts. Kill the small voice. Starve it. Starve it with bold action, with new thoughts, with tenacity so raw it terrifies your comfort zone. Because the clock is ticking, and you are not here forever. One day your name will be spoken for the last time. Your story will end. And the only question that will remain is, did you rise? Did you live with purpose? Did you give everything you had to become everything you were meant to be? The world doesn't need more employees of fear. It needs warriors of vision, creators of destiny, architects of abundance. So, make the decision. Make it now. To think like a millionaire, to believe like a leader, to act like the future is already yours. Burn the bridge to average, torch the backup plan, declare it with your whole chest. I am already wealthy in mind, and my reality is catching up, because it is. And every thought you think from this day forward and is either building your kingdom or burning it. So choose wisely, live boldly, and never forget. The riches of this world are not found in what you see. They are hidden in how you think. Think like a millionaire, and the world will kneel before your vision, because it always has, and it always will.